How's it? Sean here from the Games Yard. Rise of Prussia Gold. Okay, let's start the third tutorial. Yeah, can't wait. Tutorial attacking the enemy. This is the third tutorial. In this tutorial, an offensive against enemy forces will be carried out. Okay, let's start. Okay, Prussia. All right. Welcome to the third and last tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn to start an offensive into enemy territory. Can't wait. Okay. Please note that the tutorial is not intended to give you any strategic advice. Thus, the moves we are asked to make might not be the best decision in a real campaign scenario. It only shows how the actions are carried out. Okay, fair enough. Okay, in the last tutorial, we created a proper command chain for our forces. That is the starting setup of this scenario, dealing with Frederick II invasion of Saxony. Luckily for us, the Saxons are rather ill prepared, okay, and Austrian help will not arrive rapidly. What's more, this is an ideal setting to understand how the game concepts work together. All right, can't wait. Let's get started. Okay, so if we look at the ledger on page 5, simply press. Okay, let's just go there. All right, there we are, page 5. The victory and defeat conditions. Well, on page 5, simply the victory and defeat conditions and list of the objective cities. All right, so these are controlled objectives, and these are strategic. Okay, there are two kinds of special cities on the map: strategic cities and objective cities. We will get victory points each turn such cities are under our control, both types. So we get victory points for both of these. That's what he's saying. Also, the capture of objective impacts the national morale of us and our enemies. Objective cities are thus more important than strategic cities. Right, so objective cities are very important. Last, to win, we have to control all objectives listed, whereas you are only asked to hold a fraction of all strategic cities on the map. So what he's saying is they both give us victory points, but objective cities are the most important because that enables us to win the scenario. And we have to control all objective cities, not necessarily strategic cities to win. Okay, right, on the map. As we see, Leipzig, Torquay, just pronounce my pronunciation. Just mind my pronunciation. It's terrible. Yeah, I'm still working on it. I can't pronounce these names, these German names. Leipzig, Torquay, and Dresden are all three of our objectives, not far from each other. All right, there they are. Okay. If we click on a small flag next to Dresden entry in the ledger, the city will be centered on the map. Unfortunately, we have no information about the enemy. Okay, let's go to Dresden. Okay, so there we go. There we are at Dresden. Unfortunately, we have no information about the enemy forces in that city, and this area is under the fog of war. That means the geography is known to us, but we have no idea what's going on there. Okay, so this is a strategic town, but it's also an objective town. So they can be both strategic and objective towns. This here is also an objective town, but is it a strategic town? This is Leipzig. It's an objective town, but it doesn't say it's a strategic town. And this is well, it doesn't say anything. Okay, so I'm thinking these ones with the stars are objective and strategic. Well, they're objective towns, definitely. I mean, these are definitely objective towns. But they're not, but this one is strategic as well. So I'm just not sure which. Trying to work this out. I'm thinking the ones without the stars. Sorry, I'm just trying to also get used to this game again. That one without the stars, maybe just in a strategic city or an objective city. I'm not too sure. Let me just have a look again. Halle. Okay, Halle is not there, is it? Yeah. No. Okay, this is an. Let me just. I just want to look at. Sorry, I know I'm going off the topic here, but I want to see. Okay, so that's Okay, let me just have a look again. I want to just see. Okay, let's talk you. That's down here. That's an objective and a strategic town. But if it's an objective town, if it's a strategic town like Brünn, okay, that's a strategic town. It's not an objective town. Okay, so now we got it worked out. Okay, this is a strategic, but it's not an objective town. The ones with stars, these ones are like boxes here, and they got stars next to them. As far as I know, but not necessarily the same. This is a strategic town, but it's not an objective town. So how do we know whether it's strategic or objective? Let me see over here. Because this has got also. Well, the ones with stars obviously are the ones with stars. Obviously are objective towns. They might not be strategic towns. Okay, I'll work that one out later. Can't see now. I'm not so sure. I'm just trying to. This Preston is that's an objective town. So it's got a star. All right. Torquay is an objective town. This might not be. Sorry, I know I'm getting off the queue here, but I want to. Okay, Torquay. Okay. Where did I go? Yeah, sorry, Brandenburg. Torquay. Yeah, that's a strategic and objective town. Sorry, I know I'm getting off the topic here, but I'm trying to. Berlin is a strategic town. Okay, but it's not, and it's objective town. Okay, but it's our capital as well. All right, look, I'll work that out from the manual. Sorry, I'm just getting off the queue here because I'm trying to learn this game. So, okay, let's go back to Greston. All right, if we look at the ledger, we'll find on page 5, simply press the victory and defeat. Okay. There are two kinds of cities. Strategic, okay, we went through this. Lastly, we have to control all objective listed. So we have to control all the objective towns. Strategic towns, we don't need to control all of them. As we will see, Leipzig are 3 objectives, not 5. If we click on the small flag, okay, we're taken to this. Unfortunately, we have no information about the enemy forces in the city as this area is under the fog of war. That means the geography is known to us, but we have no idea what's going on there. Okay, so we don't know what's going on there. Fair enough. All right, let's go on. If a sufficient reconnaissance is very important, as we want to know where the enemy is. Obviously, for every region on the map, we have a detection rating. The rating is visible on the last line of the region tooltip. So Brandenburg. Okay, there, Brandenburg. Okay, for example, shows detection rating of 4 to 2. Well, it just says 4 there. Okay, detection, I see it. 4 is the detection rating. 4 is the detection rating versus land, and 2 is versus ships. Okay, but there's no ships there. It's not a. Okay. Where does the value come from? Basically, from our units. The unit with the best detection value determines the detection rating for that region. All right. In Brandenburg, there are 4 cavalry squadrons. In cavalry, the cavalry reserve. Okay, this is the cavalry reserve. All right. The cavalry reserve. We can check these values for every element via the unit detail window. Okay, the unit detail window. Okay. Okay, well, the unit detail window. The detection ratio also extends to adjacent regions, but is reduced by 1 out there. So that's a 4. This should be a 3. Okay, it is. This should be a 2, and that should be a 1. So it basically decreases the further you go out from the original region. So we've got a 4 there. These are 3s and 2s. Well, they should be 2s, depending, I suppose, on. But there we go. You get the idea. Okay, I kind of get it. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. Okay, we will do some reconnaissance to remove the fog of war. Select Zittensfloss in Magelberg. Okay, so where's okay, there we go. Okay, let's go to Magelberg. All right, let's just take these guys out so I can see them all. Zietzen's forces. All right. Okay. In Magdeburg. And move them near to Mercersburg, near Leipzig. Mercersburg. Oh, there. Mercerburg. Is that correct? Jeez, I've got it. These German names, I get just mind my pronunciation. These German names, they sometimes they look like the same names. Okay, so we're going to take Zietzes. Okay, we're going to select Zietzes and Magdeburg and move them to Mercersburg. So that's there. That's in Mercersburg. Okay, so it's going to take 4 days to get down there. All right. Mercersburg. Then select the cavalry force under Gessler at Brandenburg. That's the cavalry force under Gessler at Brandenburg, and move them to Grossheim, across the river from Dresden. Grossheim. Okay, so he wants us to move him there. So that's going to be 8 days. Across the road. Yeah, okay, we don't have any trouble there. We found the regions. Right. If no unit is present in a region, we will get a base detection of 2. If no unit is present, we get a base detection rating of 2 if the area is under our control. If an enemy unit is present in the region, its hide value is compared to our detection value. Our detection value has to be at least equal to detect him. So if he's got a hide value of 2 and we've got a detection value of 2, we will see him. Okay, let's move towards and Leipzig now. First, order the right column of Ferdinand. Is this Ferdinand, if I can remember? Yeah. Prince Ferdinand nogal. Ferdinand from Brunswick. Okay. Okay. First order Ferdinand to move to Magdeburg. From Magdeburg to Turku to establish a siege there. Turku. So we must move down here. So he's going to siege that. Okay, just got to go from here and then because it's not really broken up into paragraphs here. I got to find out where I was. Okay, to Turku. Then select Frederick's force in Potsu. Now there's Frederick. There's his other, and there's his other corps. And this is in Potsdam. Okay. So we select Frederick and open up the first tab of the special orders button. Okay, so these. Okay, there's the special orders first tab. Okay. Then there's a button marked 2 arrows, which may be activated. This activated already. This is the synchronized move order. If we use this order, all units in the region belonging to the same army will move with the same speed to the same destination. So what he's saying is let's just select it. Okay, that's the one. This will make sure that the corps move to their destination at the same time. This order can only be used with corpses starting in the same region and belonging to the same army. Please double check that the synchronized order for Frederick is activated. Okay, so what he's saying is when you move this, it'll move these guys with him, but only if he's in the same region. So what it means is even though he's in the same corps, it won't move him. It's only in the same region. This is a region. The days of travel for each force is still indicate. Note that the days of travel for each force still indicate on purpose what would be the time taken if not in sync. But rest assured, they will move together at the speed of the slowest stack. All right. Okay. Now on to Halle. Order Frederick to Magdeburg. Okay, so he has to go to Magdeburg. Okay, so we've put his little synchronized, have we? Okay, so his little synchronized thing is on. Okay, so we've ordered him first to Magdeburg. That's what he said. Okay, so we can you see the lines from Prince Moritz's corps and Karl's corps. You see their lines are also extending now, which means that they're going to move with him, and it's going to be 3 days. Okay, so we said there, order for it to move to Magdeburg, then to Halle. Click and drag then reselect him and drag him to Halle. Okay, so where is okay? Here's Halle. So we're going to drag him to Halle as well. Okay, so he's going to arrive in Haile. Okay, so we've ordered him there first, and now we've ordered him to Haile. So he's 6 days to Haile. Okay, so he's going this way there, and then he's coming down there. All right, that's done. Okay, he will attempt to, if we move Frederick to Haile directly, he will attempt to cross the river over here at Torquay. Okay, and his corpse will become mirrored in the siege of this area here. Okay, so we don't want that. Click the corpse stack in Potsdam to see that they already have the coordinate. Okay, they already have this coordinate, the coordinate command active. That's a synchronized movement. And are following Frederick's path. Note Ferdinand, Frederick's path. Note that Ferdinand in Magdeburg does not coordinate with the army, as he starts in a different region. Note that Keith's corps in Berlin also doesn't. I said that earlier. Remember, they don't coordinate because they're not in the same region. Okay, now order Keith's corps to Magdeburg and then to Hale. So he wants us to do the same thing. So he wants us to order Keith's corps to Magdeburg. Okay. And then he wants us to order him to Hale as well, which is going to be 20 days. All right. So he should get there in 20 days. He's going to be a little longer. He should get there much later than Frederick. Okay. Okay, so I think that's it. We must end the turn then. All right. Okay, so let's follow this. Okay, there they all go. No, he's still going down there. Okay, he's still got 3 days. Okay, so he's still going. Okay, let's just. Okay, the message log informs us that some of our forces. Okay, let's have a look. The message log informs that some of our forces reached their destination. The Prussian army, Frederick's, with the two synchronized corps and Keith's corps, are still on the way to Halle. Your forces also uncovered some enemy stacks. Okay, let's have a look. So this guy's already here. Keith's corps was sharp. He arrived here in no time. This I was flying down here. And yet this guy with Prince and all these O's is still on their way, and they're only going to arrive. All right, hang on. Let me just. Frederick. Okay. He's only going to arrive in 3 days. So he was slower because obviously synchronized movement. He's just moving one time, faster speed. Okay, so he says here, Keith's corps. This is for the summer forces reach the Prussian army at Frederick's HQ to be with two synchronized corps are still on the way to Halle. Okay, but Haley's arrived here. Keith's corps already arrived. Okay, cool. He was fast. Oh no, he got there so quick. Okay. Okay, so our corps, you're right. The Prussian army, Frederick II to be precise, with two are still in their way. Our forces also uncovered enemy stacks. The von Hassel Reserve in Dresden. Okay, so we found him, and the right and left wings in Leipzig. Okay, so we got the right wing here. I don't know where the left wing is. I can't see it, but we found the right wing. Okay, good. Got that. Due to our good detection rating in these regions, we have quite good information about them. We can check this on the tooltip. All right, fair enough. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, so we kind of know because we got good detection ratings about them. Let's attack the enemy in Leipzig first. Let's attack the enemy in Leipzig. The army there is strong, but they are, after all, not Prussians. Of course not. Be wary of enemy corps which are barely detected. They could receive help from in battle from uncovered friendly corps. So what it means, we can't see all these reasons. There could be corps here that'll help this guy. We will let Ferdinand continue the siege at Torquay. That's old Mr. Ferdinand himself. Okay. Note that there's no breach yet, so so that an assault will not be possible. All right. I just want to check. He is still going down there. Okay. So assault will not. There's no. Okay. Sorry, I'm just off the track here. Note that there's no breach yet, as assault will not be possible. Okay, so there's no breach on this yet. All right, let's just put in one side so we can see. Okay, it's besieged. Breaches equal to fortress level are required. Breaches equal to fortress level are required before assaulting. All right, move Guess's cavalry across the river to support him. So, what does the move Guess's cavalry here? This is Guess's. To support him. Okay, off you go. 7 days. All right. Note that when you give a movement order, please take care that you don't drop them directly on a friendly unit. Okay, so we don't want to drop him directly on the friendly unit. This would order them to merge. It'll merge with this guy. A symbol below the posture icon will appear if this order is given. To prevent accidental mergers, we can lock a single unit stack with a right click on the unit tab, or we can lock all units with control. So we can lock it there. There's the unit tab. So there it's locked. You see the little lock that appears there. All right, good. If we drop a unit onto an enemy stack, this will order them to intercept and pursue that stack, even if it moves. We must now wait for Frederick's army to complete the march to Hale. Okay. Hang on. We must complete. Yeah, we must now wait for Frederick's army to complete the march to Hale. Please press next turn now. Okay, so he's still. Oh, let me just go. He's still on his way to Hale. Okay, so let's wait for him to get there. Let's move. Okay. So there he goes. He's trupsing down. You see, Frederick is moving down to Hale there. He got there first. Okay. All right. So he's now in Hale. There we go, Frederick. I just want to check. He's going to stand there. I like to separate his core and everything around him because I like to see who's in here. Okay, good. They're all in here. I hate them when they put them all together because I can't see what's in there. So I like each one. So he's still got synchronized movement, and he'll synchronize this guy. Okay, supply. As we can penetrate deeper in enemy terrain, we should start to think about our supply lines. There are two different kinds of supply: general supply, water, food, and clothing, and ammunition. It's absolutely essential to keep our units supplied. The supply status of a stack is shown on the top right of the unit panel. Okay, let's just pick this guy, top right. Okay, of the unit panel. This is our supply. Okay, top right of the unit panel. The two symbols next to the envelope. All right, these two symbols, yeah. All right. The tooltip gives exact numbers about the stock and the usage. We can also use the supply filter near the mini map to see where supply can pass and where it can't. So where's the supply filter? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we can see where supply can pass. So obviously it's best in the green areas. All right, let's take that out. Okay, so we're back in there. Okay, let's go to the next one. Without supply units will lose strength and cohesion and suffer combat penalties. Strength describes the number of men an element contains. Cohesion describes the morale of the unit and represents the readiness for combat. This value will decrease whenever a unit moves or fights or is out of supply. It increases when a unit rests. A low cohesion value makes the unit fight worse. They might even break or rout. So these... Ooh, I'm just looking. Average... Oh, yeah, there it says. You see the tooltip. Average cohesion, 90-90. Okay. Breaking right. Supplies produced in our cities. From the sources, the supply is distributed. From the sources, the supply is distributed throughout our territory to the places where it is needed. The supply transport is not visible but simulated by the game engine. The supply is forwarded from one structure to another until it reaches units that need it. Supply wagons attached to our forces can stockpile food and ammunition and will keep our forces supplied for some time, even if they are isolated. To improve supply distribution, we are able to build depots, which cost 2 supply wagons. At the right of the screen, we'll see the portrait of Frederick. Okay, let's just go there. Okay, at the right, okay, this one here. Okay, there means that one. With the small silver diamonds down the left side. These little silver diamonds here. All right. This is the army outliner display. As we create additional armies, we will see one portrait for each army. Clicking on the portrait will center the map on that army leader. Okay, good. There it is, right on top of them. Okay, we'll send it. If we hover the mouse bar over the small diamonds, we will see the names of the corps leaders attached to that army. Okay, Karl Markgraf, Moritz von Alt, I can't pronounce that. James Keith. So these are all the corps. Click on a diamond to center the map on the corps. Okay, so James Keith. Okay, so there we go. Was that James Keith? Keith. Okay, there we got Keith. No, we got straight to Keith. And then that guy, and then that guy, and then that guy. Okay, all right, that's Ferdinand himself. Okay, so I just want to call Markgraf. He's in here. Okay, good. So that's how we do it. If we want to minimize it, we can click on the golden star on that thing there. That reduces it down to here, and you see where it's gone down here. And if we want to open it again, it puts it back up there. Okay, all right, I've done that. Our forces in Halo are now ready to strike. Please select Frederick von Prussian at Frederick. Mr. Frederick from Prussian. Is he synchronized? I think he needs to be. And Halo, order the army to move to Leipzig. Again, be sure that the synchronized move order is active. So now he will move Keith's corps as well with him because they're all in the same area. Do you see that? Okay, there's the synchronized move. Okay. I'm just seeing if we can take this out individually. There we go. We can move them individually. But if we put them all on, then all these guys should be synchronized. Okay. So he is synchronized. All right. Okay. Okay. Please select. Please order. Make sure that the synchronized move is. You don't need to order the corps separately to move. The army will automatically take them with them. Okay. We still need to order a breach. We need another breach before we can assault to maintain the siege. Leave Ferdinand's column and Guess's carrier Toku. Okay, so I've left them there. Okay, so we need to still. Okay, leave them at Tokyo. All right. Okay, so we've got to order this guy Ferdinand because he's on synchronized, and we've got to order him there. Okay, so you see, is that what he said? Please order Prussia to Halle. Please select at Halle. Order him to move to Leipzig. I'm just checking this. Again, be sure that the synchronized order is on. So these guys are now. You notice how they all are moving. Even Keith's now in moving to Frederick to Leipzig. It's going to take us 2 days. And there's obviously going to be a fight here. Okay, please end the turn now. All right, so I think that's it. Let's see what kind of fight we get here. All right, let's end the turn. Okay, big fight.
Rückzug für die Kaiser, für Gott, König und Vaterland.
Okay, we won. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, we had 24,000 men. He had 22, had 12 cannons. We had 192 cannons against his 12. And we outweighed him with horses as well. These are all the generals. right down for the 1 stars, right up to James Keith, and of course Frederick the second. And this guy, he had a 643 rating, he had 311. This is the total men lost. We lost 2,000 men and 400 horses. He lost 6. This is all the number of hits that was suffered. Okay, fair enough. These are all the special abilities and favorable ground, and the favorable ground he had. This is involved. This is what makes Rise of Prussia Gold and all the AGOED. I can't pronounce. I can't remember that. That makes this game so great. This is so detailed. This combat, the generals they take into effect all the variables and whether they'll retreat or fight any further, and they fight intelligently in these simulated battles. This is so realistic. And then all the factors, the number of prisoners, this thing works everything out. And with the rise of Prussia, this wasn't in the American Civil War, the birth of America. This part I'm going to show you here. We can actually go to a detailed window of the entire battle, and each single general or commanding officers from each side of their brigades and what what their starting strength was, what their ending cohesion was, and the tactical and the commanding honor led the unit brilliantly, and all the detail in this. And you can see how they stacked up. And you've got, sometimes this goes to 2 rounds and 3 rounds, which you can look at. You can analyze the battle and see what happened. And okay, so this is the beauty of this game. It's just, I hope I'm doing justice to it, but this is the part that also stands out. I mean, really, this is like realistic. Having the right commanders with the right armies, with the right cohesions, at the right rate, at the number of generals, the places that you fight, the weather, everything. Okay, so I'm going to close that. We won that battle. Okay, now it looks like he's run down there. Okay, all right. The Battle of Leipzig is over. Even if the enemy army managed to inflict more damage than we did to him, and thus the battle result might have been labeled as a draw or even defeat, they have to retreat, most probably and they did. They retreated to this place. We'll examine a typical battle report. It may not exactly match the results that we have achieved. Fair enough. In the battle resolution, with the top left, okay, now it doesn't show us the battle here, so we can't, but I'm going to have to describe it. The top left and right show you pictures of the commanding generals, which I pointed out. Below are 4 lines with unit symbols and numbers. In the top line, we'll find all the other generals who are involved in the fight. You saw all the other generals. The second line, all the elements of the 2 forces. The third line are the units killed by ranged weapons. The fourth line, the units killed in melee combat. The unit symbols here stand for completely destroyed elements. The small heart symbols for a strength loss of a unit. See how detailed this combat is. Fantastic, eh? All right, now the symbols at the bottom of the battle window give information about the different factors which influence the fight. As usual, the tooltips will help us figure out the meaning. Also note that the option to examine a detailed unit by unit, round by round battle report, there's also an option for that. A lot of effects are taken into account for the calculation of a battle result. These include weapons, the terrain and weather, the conditions of our force, the overall combat strength, the abilities of our generals, and more. We will find a detailed description about different factors in the game manual. Okay, check our units in the unit battle. You'll see that they lost strength, which is men, as well as cohesion. Since we took very light casualties, only a few elements will have lost strength and cohesion. The elements who lost strength are marked in red in the elements panel, right of our unit panel. The more red the symbol, the more strength is lost. We can see the exact values in the unit detail window. Order our units in Leipzig to move to Chemnitz. Please use the synchronized move again. Okay, so let's just separate everything. So I wish it wouldn't just do all that, so I could see who's here. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to order this. We're going to make sure it's on synchronized. And he says, mover, please move our units in Leipzig to move together. Okay, so there we're doing the synchronized move again. One day, we're chasing this guy. He ran there. In the meantime, we have enough breaches. All right, so there's must be that too. To assault Torigi, right? It is not always so easy to tear down the defenses. In siege combat, several factors are taken into consideration. Mainly, these are the numbers of artillery on each side, the level of the fort, if one is present, and the supply of the defenders. Once we've created enough breaches, we can storm a city or fort at any time instead of besieging it. Right, cities can be stormed without creating a breach. To do this, simply switch our units to assault posture. Change the posture of Ferdinand's force into assault. Okay, so we're going to change him to, there's the assault posture. Boom. To assault, change the posture. Okay, talking to assault. Leave the cavalry as is, as cavalrymen are not good on assault. Please note that we have to switch the posture for every stack separately if we had other forces in assault. So we only got the one, and he says leave this guy because the cavalry is no good in assault, obviously. So we've changed that. We've changed it to assault. Please end the turn now. Yeah, amazing, eh? Now he's following this guy. Okay, so he's gonna, okay, this, let me just see something here. So he's following him there. Um, oh, oh, jeez, why did I open up that? Pressing all the wrong buttons here. Okay, so we must end the turn now. Okay, so we've got him on assault. So let's end the turn. So he's moving in there. Frederick is moving in there, and we've put him on assault. Okay, there's the Battle of Torgos, because he's on assault. He's now assaulting. Okay, so we won this. All right, there's a Prussian victory over here. And we can also look at the details. So he had 948 cannons. We can look at the detailed sort of setup of that. Yeah, so we won. Oh, wrong button again. I'm pressing all the wrong things. Okay, so we won this battle. All right, good. Let's end that. And there's another battle here. The Battle of Chemitz. So this guy, we've chased him in there. See, he's entering the battlefield. We won that battle again. So he lost 1,000 men, 17 horses, 1-3, and we lost 300 and whatever. And there's all, like he said, these are all the factors that take into account on the battlefield that we used. This is the weather. It was fair. These are all the attributes we used. There's the generals. There's all the initial forces, then the casualties. Like you said, there's little hearts, the range casualties, the assault casualties. And then, of course, we can see this is cohesion. So it's complicated. It's involved. Okay, good. That's done. Now he's run down here. Okay, good. All right, let's see what the story is now. Okay. Okay. Another battle. Okay, so then we took this out here. Another battle occurred again. And another battle occurred, and again the enemy had to retreat. Depending on the combat resolution, the enemy may have retreated into the city in that region and thus be under siege with the garrison, or in a different region, or completely destroyed. Either way, the enemy forces will have no chance against our army. So he's run away. We've captured Turku. There it is, this place over here. Congratulations. All right. Now, we should now build a depot at Turku. Select Ferdinand's Corps. Okay, so I'm just we kind of won this. We got this battery here. Looks like it. Okay, so I've selected his corps. And select build depot. We found it on the third one. So that's the third one there. And there's build. So, okay, so let's select build depot. All right, select Ferdinand's Corps and build depot. Note that it will take 15 days to build a depot. We can get an overview of the supply distribution using the supply map filter, which we did over here. Okay, so we're getting an overview here. All right, so we're taking that. Please end the turn now. Okay, so let's end that turn now. We've asked him to build a supply depot there. Have we? Just to make sure. Yeah. Okay, so let's end the turn. Okay. Okay, good. Tutorial C's comment. Now we have assault the defenses of Chemetz. Okay, so this is this area, Chemetz. All right. So let's just move. I like to see who's in the thing. I don't like the computer tends to clump all these guys in together. Okay, but I want to see everything. I want to see all who's ever here and who's all the generals. Okay, we could now assault the defenses of Chemetz. Okay, the city structure doesn't provide a defensive benefit. Note that the city with no fort or fortress does not require a breach before assault is possible. So we can assault them straight away. Note that the depot Torkel still needs 1 day to complete. Pass them out over the Torkel Fortress sprite, and the tool will give us that information. So you see, it's still 1 day to complete. Oh no, it has a depot. So it didn't take 1 day to complete. It actually did it. There it is. Just remember that these tutorials were written, they weren't updated. In the original version that Rise of Prussia, the initial game that came out, the tutorials looked like they weren't updated. But this game has got over 2 or 3 years worth of development, and Gold is the enhanced. So the developers made lots of little tweaks and changes. So not everything is 100% in the tutorial. Works like that because there's probably some changes that are made. So it says, yeah, this will take 1 more day, but it looks like it's already, there's the depot size 1. Looks like it's already been made. I mean, he's not building the depot anymore, is he? No, it's done. And let's just see if it says here. We've started building a depot. We finished building a depot on day 14, but it says here it needs 1 day to complete. So pass about. Okay, so we've built the depot. Okay, so let's end the turn now. Okay, let's just end it. Hang on a second. Okay, let's end the turn. Next turn. All right, cool. Oh, I didn't put him on assault here though. I should have. We did not. The depot should be completed as Toga. Yeah, it will automatically query supply from other depots and stocks until it owns several hundred supply points. While doing that, it will be capable of giving part of its stock to nearby units in its region or adjacent to it. If you assaulted chemists, it should be yours too. You know what? I must. Sorry, let me just. Okay, I must remember I didn't assault it. I forgot to put this on assault. So I'll do this now, just to end this. But I should have done it. The depot's already built here. Okay, so this is the tutorial ends here. We can try one of the campaign scenarios, but take care the enemy will not remain as passive as it is here. Obviously not. We advise you to play the Saxony invasion scenario first. Please take a look at the game manual. Also, it contains a lot of useful information that has not been covered by these tutorials. Also, don't forget to visit our homepage, AGEOD. I just don't know what that stands for, but I can never get it right. We'll be able to download improvements for the game and several forums dedicated to this game where we can ask all our questions, report any problems, or simply read about the campaigns of other players after action reports. We hope you will enjoy this game and have a good time. Regards, AGEOD team and dedicate. We will. We love your game, AGEOD. We love it to bits. I personally love it. I think it's the most realistic battle system ever devised. Nothing comes close. I don't know anything that's close to it, so I can't wait to play the scenarios. Okay, I'm going to put this. He shouldn't be. He should just be normal now. He shouldn't be. I'm going to end this because, this. I forgot to put him on assault posters. So let's just end it and make sure that he oh jeez, sorry about this. I keep pressing this thing. Let's just put this on let's just end it with assault posture there so we can finish it off. We're supposed to have yeah, we're supposed to have assaulted it. And I didn't realize I needed to put it on assault because I've got to read all the information there, the tutorial wording. Okay, Now, none of our contenders managed to reach their territorial objectives, or the price was too high. This was a stalemate, but we still scored higher than our opponent. Our score was 144, and the opponent's score. So we actually ended the scenario. All right. So basically, okay, but I did launch an assault. I don't know why this thing didn't assault. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I put it on assault, and it looks like it didn't assault it. Maybe we were supposed to put all of these guys on assault. I don't know. Maybe all of them. Let's just end it there and see if we can assault them all. Let's just end it there. Let's see if we assault it. I want to take the city because it's told us we'll take the city. Okay, there we go. Done. Stalemate. All right. Okay. All right. It looks like we've taken the city. Let's just end. Okay, so it looks like we take the city. Where is the city? I don't see it. Okay, there's the city. He's hidden away there. Okay, so the city's now ours. All right, Prussian control. So we took the city finally. Okay. All right, that's the end of the third tutorial. That's it. I hope I went through everything thoroughly. I hope I did sidetrack there. I'm still trying to figure out what, because I know that these, and it's been bugging me all the way. I know that these are objective towns with the little stars and strategic, but how do they look? Because some of them are objective and strategic. So I'll work that one out when we start the first scenario. But yeah, the whole thing is I learned so much here. I mean, you can see how the forces move. You can see how the armies move, synchronize. We learned how to synchronize, how to assault, how to use our armies properly, how to use armies in legs, how to use cavalry cavalry is important for scouting. So this tutorial taught us that. So yeah, let me just end it over here. Let me just get back to the main screen. Okay. Yeah, so that's the end of tutorial 3. I hope you enjoyed that. Please, I'm just going to say that the next time we play, the next video, I'm not going to do the Saxon. I'm going to follow this. I think I've said this before. I'm going to follow this in chronological order. I'm really wanting to get to the 176 turn, because that starts right in 1756 and goes up to 1764. So to get there, I'm going to play this Maria Theresa at bay, the Second Silesian War, and the invasion of Saxony. I'm going to play all of these in order, and then I'm going to play the main campaign. These other campaigns are just later dates of the big campaign, when to start. I might have a look at that, but my main thing is the big campaign and these earlier scenarios as well. And I'm going to play from both sides. I'm going to play like Maria Theresa from the Prussian side, and I'm going to play it from the Austrian side. Be awesome. So I can't wait for that. So that's our next video. We're going to start the Maria and what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go back to the manual and read it again and maybe play around with it before I start that video, so I get to know a little bit more about the game engine and how to use the decision mode, because that was put in later, and all of those things. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, the last tutorial 3. Please, this awesome game. I mean, I can't stop playing this. I love this game, and every time I want to get in here, I want to play. I want to go and play those scenarios. But I've got other things to do on my channel. I'm playing other games, and I also need other games that I love dearly as well. So please like this video if you liked it. Please share it with everybody you know, and subscribe to my channel. Please, I'm growing my channel now, and I'm playing these awesome games, and I'm going to be playing more games. At the moment, I'm playing 7 different games from different themes that I love. RPG, and also like a Civilization, Pandora. You can check those videos out. So once those campaigns are finished, I'm going to add more. I'm going to play other games as well. But in the meantime, that's 7 games at a time, 1 game a day that I'm loading up. So it's a lot to handle. So please subscribe to my channel and leave any comments and suggestions. I'm no expert at these games. I'm learning to play a lot of them. I did play a lot of them like 10, 12 years ago, so I'm rusty as hell. So if you have any comments or suggestions or questions, please ask them and subscribe. All right, so I think that's it. Sean from the Games Yard. till our next Rise of Prussia Gold campaign mission. Good day on you.